And welcome to the State 2019 Basketball Tournament with the Lutheran Sports Association of Illinois. I'm Jim Kroll, and I'm with my friend Brenda Hilton. And before we get started, Brenda, I've got to give a shout out to Concordia University and thank them for providing our video services today.
Yes, I thank you as well, Concordia. This is a great service that you guys provide to this wonderful, wonderful tournament here every year.
Brenda, why don't you tell me about yourself a little bit?
I have spent 19 years in college education and college athletics and started this business called Officially Human, Behind the Stripes. And the purpose of the whole business is to bring officials, administrators, student athletes, parents together on the same page moving forward to increase our communication. Across the board, we have a shortage of officials at all levels, and especially at the younger ages, the grade school level. A lot of people are involved in trying to figure out how to address this challenge that we have in front of us. And I think there's one small piece to it that talks to the treatment of officials. So started this business called Officially Human, Behind the Stripes. And basically, we want to start conversations between all these respective parties to get us moving forward together and start restoring respect for officials.
Now, you have some personal experience with this, don't you, Brenda? Wasn't your son a baseball umpire?
My son was actually participated here in the state tournament and also started officiating right out of college for some extra money and enjoyed the on-court stuff with the exception of our fans. And our fans, we are finding out, fans are really driving people out of this business because they don't want to deal with the treatment, whether it's the verbal abuse or the physical abuse that they're taking. You take an official that has a great game and calls a game at a 95% accuracy rate. We don't hear anything about that, but we hear about the official that had the one bad call in the third quarter. So yes, he did it. He doesn't do it anymore. And part of that, the rationale behind that was just the craziness of the fans.
Sure. So Brenda, what do you think we as coaches and athletic directors and schools can do to educate parents to remind them that, hey, officials are indeed human?
Well, part of my mission is to get in front of administrations, whether it's coaches, athletic directors, parents, parent groups especially, to get in front of them and talk to them about these officials that are coming to officiate, especially a grade school game. Most of them have full-time jobs.
Sure.
They wear a suit to work and they're rushing from work to get to a game to officiate for our kids. And we want to humanize them. We want people to understand that they are humans. They have families. And when we run them out of the gym because of a call that we don't agree with, that's a problem. That we really have to address that. We have to go to the core of this problem. And if I was talking to parents, one of the things I would say is take a step back from this. Take a step back and think about the way you are treating these humans on the court that are taking time out of their day to come and work with our kids.
I know that the High School Federation has put together a letter titled, Hey Parents, Cool It.
Mm-hmm.
And there are a number of other initiatives as well that are reaching out to parents. And one of the things that we talked about earlier was, parents, what's your legacy at a game?
Sure. Yeah, I agree with that. And one of the things that I look at a lot, I spend a lot of time on social media looking at whether it's sportsmanship videos that are posted, how many hits are those getting? How many people are sharing those? There's not a lot.
Correct. But in the opposite end,
Yes. If you make a bad call or something that somebody doesn't agree with, it's going to be all over.
Or a coach at any level overreacting
Sure.
losing their cool is also going to get a number of hits as compared to the positive comments and positive sportsmanship.
Yeah, and I think we just need to come back to the center and bring everybody together face to face and look at each other and put officials in front of humans. I think there was a video that maybe you guys shared not too long ago about an official that sang the national anthem at a
Correct.
game. That's a great start.
Correct. That official is Bill Orris, who's one of our state 2019 officials.
Yeah.
And is working. No, he doesn't have this
Oh,
game.
okay.
But if he's here, I'll be sure to introduce him to you.
Sure. And I always look at, so as I'm looking at those social media posts, and there's not very many of them, and then we talk about, we send letters home to parents. Well, parents are busy. They're running their kids to they're not really, they might glance over a letter, but they're not really reading it.
Correct.
So I think my view with Officially Human Behind the Stripes is to get in front of these people and show them. Parents are passionate about their sports. I was a passionate, crazy fan at one time as well, and spending 19 years working with various sport officials, you do start to see the human side of them, and they really are good people.
I think, Brenda, part of the discussion that we're having, it revolves around the word education.
Mm-hmm.
At our school, the athletic director has a meeting with parents and talks to them about expectations, but then also periodically sends out a note that says, did you know that there's no such call, for example, in basketball, called over the back? Rather, it's a push, and there's the referee is never going to make this call.
Sure.
So as a fan, please don't scream and berate the official because he's not making the over the back call.
Sure. One of the things that we're working on right now is we sent out a survey to the state of Illinois with the high school association as well as the elementary school association. They sent out a survey on my behalf to all of the schools asking the coaches' input, because I think one of the things that we can do to start to bridge that gap is the communication from the coaches,
Sure.
their point of view. And then some of the comments that I've gotten back are, well, if we could educate parents more on the rules, well, that's probably a pretty easy fix to do. We just have to have bodies to do it.
Correct.
Bodies to do it, and that's a big thing right now. And also the other thing that we should talk about is this shortage of officials. And one of the questions on the survey is, how do you think we address it? And did you say the state of Wisconsin is going to do a class?
Yeah, one of the high schools in my school district, the public high schools, is offering a class to the high school students on sports officiating in general. And I know that there are a number of colleges that offer an officiating class as part of their PE core as well.
Yeah.
I know of a high school student that working soccer was getting phone calls. This is before text messaging and cell phones, but another school would call his high school to ask if this particular student would be eligible to get out of class early and go work lines somewhere in a soccer game.
Sure.
And I think that the recruitment of young officials is key.
Yeah, I agree with that. And looking at your, we were talking earlier about the 7th and 8th graders, they probably are mature enough to try to get into that and understand it. We just haven't had a lot of discussion about it. We haven't had a push, and we need to have this push. And again, I'm not on court. I will never ever tell an official he did a bad call because I don't know what they do. My focus is the treatment of the officials.
Correct.
And getting everybody kind of on the same page to start restoring respect to the games.
Brenda, I'm so thankful that you reached out to Lutheran Sports, and I'm so glad that we're able to partner with you, and looking forward to continue this partnership as we reach out to fans and remind them that, hey, the officials are indeed human.
Yes.
And let's treat them with the respect that they deserve.
Yes, and I appreciate it very much. Our website will be live in June of this year. We're getting a logo. You'll see us on Twitter.
How can we reach out to you by Twitter and follow you, Brenda?
My Twitter handle is @officialhuman, so it's capital OFFY, capital HUMA.
All right.
Thanks so much.
Brenda Hilton, it's a pleasure visiting with you today.
Great. Thank you so much.
Thank you.